Casper has become the internet's favorite mattress with over 35,000 five-star reviews. Go to Casper.com today to sleep assured with a 100-night risk-free trial and special Memorial Day savings. Casper.com. Steve, what is the poll question? What are the results thus far?
Was Trump right to cancel the North Korea summit?
Yes, he was.
Just 9% say no, Howie.
All right. Okay, so we're talking about the sexual harassment scandal that continues to embroil the Boston Globe, as now they're preparing to have more layoffs if they can't get enough people to accept buyouts. This is about the ninth. I don't even know how many times they have a buyout every 6 months.
Is it safe to say that Brian McGrory is embattled?
Oh, I think it's safe to say he's in battle. Yeah, I remember when they first started laying people off, people go, oh, who'd they lay off? And then you know, oh, they laid off, yeah, oh, I know him. Now it's like, because nobody knows anybody who works at the Globe anymore, you know? I mean, you know, even if they lay somebody off, you never heard of them, you never wrote. I mean, political correctness has ruined that paper. I mean, at least in the old days, they used to have people that could sort of write.
They had gritty columnists like Mike Barnacle.
Well, Will McDonough wasn't bad. He was the football writer. He said, you know, right before he died, he said, this place is turning into a fern bar. And it is. But, I mean, you could still be sexually harassed at a fern bar, apparently. So, anyway, we found out that there was according to multiple sources, some of the male reporters at the Globe a few years back used to have this list of women at the paper, mainly young women, interns and co-ops, as they called them. And they rated them on whether they were sexually available, how hot they were. And they called it the bleepability list, So I was very disheartened. I tried not to let it destroy my faith in the integrity of the newspaper, of Mike Barnacle, Jason Blair, Patricia Smith, and Kevin Cullen.
Your strong sense of justice was offended at the very thought.
Yeah. You know, and the thing is, somebody wrote something, you know, a guy I know pretty well. He wrote something today. He said, Howie, why is the media in Boston, other than Kirk and Callahan, and not covering this, and Turtle Boy Sports? And then he said, Howie Carr's been talking about it on the radio, but he hasn't mentioned anything in his column. Why is it left up to me? You know, I feel like the Godfather in the first scene, you know, when the baker comes in. You never come to see me in case you need something. You know, no one wants to know me unless they need somebody hit in the head. Okay? Okay, you never invite me to the wedding. Why am I going to come to the funeral? The Godfather didn't say that. Fat Tony Shula used to say that. But, you know, I'm willing
you get
to go.
No respect.
I'll go out there and I'll hit somebody in the head. But, you know, come on. Yeah, you know, cut me a little slack, you know, send me over some food or something, you know, in return for what I do. So anyway, I call up McGiggity today. You know, he's a legacy hire, two-toilet Irish, Castle Irish, a social climber. And you know, I call him up and I leave him a message. I want to get to the bottom of this. I want to prove once and for all that this list that I'm told is, you know, used to exist. It may have been even on a computer. Or it may have just been something that they kept written down in a notebook. So I called him in his office and I left him the following message. Hi, Mr. McGrory, Howie Carr here from the Herald. I'm calling in regard to the allegations of sexual harassment leveled against you by a former Globe reporter. I've now confirmed with two separate sources a troubling, shocking even fact about the alleged culture of sexual harassment at the Globe. I'm told that at one time, some male employees at the Globe kept a so-called ability list of young interns, co-ops, and assorted other young females at the Globe. Brian, do you know anything about the ability list, so-called? Were you involved in preparing that list? Did you help put it together? Did you ever see it or anything like it? How many female employees were on this ability list? What factors did you take into consideration when rating the quote-unquote ability of female interns and co-ops? Do you still have a copy of the ability list? Would you make it available to me or post it online for all to see? What other Globe employees were involved in maintaining the ability list? The names I've heard are, among others. Lastly, do you think that a progressive paper of record should be judging women according to their physical appearances or sexual availability? Should the second cousin of Pulitzer Prize winner Mary McGrory be held to the same high ethical standards that the Globe demands of, say, Matt Patricia, the Harvard economics professor, or the Boston Fire Department, just to name 3 recent examples? If you can get back to me on these questions by 6 p.m., that would be great. My telephone number is... You're welcome to come on my talk show anytime this week to discuss the lingering accusations of sexual harassment made against you, as well as any ability list that you're currently curating in your duties as editor of the Boston Globe. Is the Spotlight team working on this? Have a good day. Someone says, didn't St. Paul's School have something like this? Yes, and the headmaster of St. Paul's just had to resign. He's like the second one in a couple of years that's had to resign over the fact that the students had this. But those were teenagers. I mean, I'm not excusing their terrible behavior having one of these bleepability lists. But I mean, these guys are grown men. These people were. I was thinking about this. All these guys that used to swagger around. They thought they were so cool. Some of them now have retired and they write books that nobody reads. Or they teach journalism classes to students who can't get jobs after they get out of college. They've all gone. I mean, the Globe is a shadow of its former self, and I'm sure this is very disheartening to the Henrys. They're losing tens of millions of dollars, I'm told, on the Globe every year because. Who the hell wants to read a paper like that?
And it's going to get even worse when the advertisers who share Howie Carr's same strong moral compass start abandoning a paper that's protecting sexual harassers.
I mean, how can anybody who stands for equal treatment of women? How can anyone who stands
2018.
How can anyone who stands for gender equality? What they say about Clarence Thomas? I mean, after all these charges and all these years. How is he still on the Supreme Court? How are these people still working at the Boston Globe after they've done these terrible things? And the paper is so hypocritical too. How much of a double standard could they possibly have? I thought didn't McGiggity say that they were held to a higher standard? Did you know that one time the Herald a few years back got some pictures anonymously in the mail? And it was a woman who was in some kind of dog cage or kennel, and apparently it was these pictures were taken. It was a frightened woman. It was a horrible thing to see these pictures. This woman was in this cage, and apparently her husband, her estranged husband, thought that she'd been messing around with some Globe scribe, and so he had somehow tricked her into going into the cage. It had locked the cage behind her. I mean, this is terrible stuff, and the Globe is protecting these kinds of predators. What's going on here?
Well, you should let McGiggity defend himself a little bit because he did write a note to all his fellow employees, letting them know that he has never engaged in sexual harassment.
He wrote 2 notes. The second note, which came out today, said, "Well, we're gonna have to lay off some more people." I wonder why.
Well, he's written a couple notes about sexual harassment. So he wrote the editorial that didn't name the original pervs, and then he wrote a note afterwards saying, "Yeah, that's our bad. We should have named the pervs." And then he wrote the layoff note, and now he's written the note that he's not a perv.
To the newsroom. Hillary Sargent is someone I've known for a long time, been fond of personally and respected professionally. To say the least, I was not anticipating the situation this week.
The matter.
Who's writing this? Loretta Lynch? It's not an investigation. It's a situation. Hillary released on Monday what she said was an exchange between us. I have no recollection of it. Oh, you and James Clapper. Which, admittedly, is embarrassing to me. I have asked Hillary to provide a date and a more complete version of the exchange. She has not addressed my requests. Absent that information, I do think some context is needed. First, Hillary and I dated many years ago. We did not work together at the time, and we've remained friendly over the years. I used to work at a newspaper. There was a morning edition and an evening edition. They were separate newspapers. But let me tell you something. If the managing editor of my newspaper, the Morning Journal, had suddenly started, writing R-rated texts or messages to a young female reporter, 17 years his junior, on the Evening Sentinel, there would have been hell to pay. To say that she was not in a subordinate position is BS.
240 thinks that maybe McGiggity was the victim of the same hacker that got to Joanne Reed, the time-traveling hacker.
Those bastards! They're out to get all the liberals. It's like there's some kind of crusade, some kind of jihad against liberals. I can't believe I have to write these words, McGiggity wrote. But I have never harassed Hillary Sargent or any other woman at the Globe or anywhere else. Ever. I don't believe I have ever acted inappropriately with anyone at this company. I have no desire to argue with Hillary Sargent publicly or privately. In fact, I very much respect her abilities as a journalist. Whatever she's wearing. He didn't say whatever. I made that up.
I think that he would lose that argument based on what we know.
But I do think it's important to have the broader context known. Oh, the broader context.
I think that the broader context will only be a further indictment of him.
Finally, I fully realize the toll this has taken on the newsroom, the distraction it has caused, and the questions it has understandably raised. My one request is that everyone remains focused on the vital work of the Globe each and every day, and that we keep the bleepability list as updated as possible at all. I made that up, too.
Does his note to his fellow employees include a pledge to go after the NRA? Is he like full Harvey Weinstein here?
That's right, and I hope to be relaxing with you on the day that Donald Trump is forced from office. I'm going to devote all my waking energies to getting Donald Trump out of office because, really, even though there's less on him than there is on me, he's really a bad man because he's a Republican.
Do you feel bad for Stan Rosenberg, They put the hit out on him. They took him down. They cost him his job.
Yeah,
McGrory was editing those stories.
I know. Stan Rosenberg. I mean, he was a member of at least a couple of protected classes, I would say, and they went after him. 844-500-4242. Officer Mark says, I'm sure the bleepability list request to the Globe is being prepared for public release as we speak. Perhaps the delay is because the Xerox machine is temporarily out of toner. Email has gone down and the fax machine is in the shop for repair. That's quite possible. We'll take some calls when we come back. 844-500-4242. Hang on, everybody who's on the line. I'm Howie Carr.
They call him the Trash Man, but we'll call him Captain Howie Carr.
Nothing says love like a wonderful rosé or champagne for mom, and Liquor and More has just what you need. Avoid the long grocery lines and visit them in Plymouth, Bourne, South Dennis, South Yarmouth, and now open, Wellfleet. Go to their website at liquorandmore.com to see the variety. Hey, I'm here with Ronnie from Get the Tea. It's spring. Spring has sprung. Ronnie, I know why you have to get the tea now, but you tell the people why.
Well, here's the deal. There is so much colon cancer going around, and if you just keep the intruders out and keep yourself cleansed, which the tea does, you could be living a better life.
What's your address, Ronnie? Your web address?
GetTheTea.com. That's GetTheTea.com.
GetTheTea.com. My listeners love GetTheTea.com, Ronnie. They're always looking for the new deal, the new special. What is the new special for May?
For your listeners, they're going to get free shipping, and they're going to get $6 off of their teas. Just punch in promo code Howie.
Tell them one more time. What's the special, and where do they go to get it, Ronnie?
Go to GetTheTea.com. This is the tea that makes you go. Go to GetTheTea.com. Just punch in promo code Howie.
GetTheTea.com. Thank you, Ronnie.
He's New England's talk radio king. He's Howie Carr.
The only French term I like is sans culotte, without trousers. I used to describe Ted Kennedy as sans culotte. because after the O'Bar incident, when he was wandering around down on the beach after with his 20th Scotch tumbler of the day in his hand, stumbling around with an off. He was just there, as the Michelle Cassone, Patches Date said. He was just there, without trousers, or as we say in Paris, sans culotte.
We've seen nothing that we can work, that I can work with President Bush on, and I'm disappointed because I thought that there might be some interest because of what he said in the campaign. President Bush,
this is your brain. This is your brain on Botox, okay? That's the lesson of that one.
Poor water quality is a major health issue, and it's only getting worse. Municipalities can't keep up, standards have dropped, and pollutants are increasing. Where does it all end? It ends by keeping the pollutants outside of your home with HydroCare's advanced systems available at Wave Home Solutions. No less than the best purification materials and processes have been developed by HydroCare to provide you with healthy, clean water for drinking, cooking, and showering. HydroCare far surpasses the competition in removing chlorine, odors, iron, lead, chemicals, limescale, and much more. Don't settle for less when it comes to your water. We'll take care of the toughest water problems for you, whether it's from a city or well source. Satisfaction guaranteed. For more information, call 888-997-WAVE. That's 888-997-WAVE. Or go to bestwater123.com. That's bestwater123.com.
Wave Home Solutions for a healthy, comfortable home.
Poor water quality is a major health issue, and it's only getting worse. Municipalities can't keep up, standards have dropped, and pollutants are increasing. Where does it all end? It ends by keeping the pollutants outside of your home with HydroCare's advanced systems available at Wave Home Solutions. No less than the best purification materials and processes have been developed by HydroCare to provide you with healthy, clean water for drinking, cooking, and showering. HydroCare far surpasses the competition in removing chlorine, odors, iron, lead, chemicals, limescale, and much more. Don't settle for less when it comes to your water. We'll take care of the toughest water problems for you, whether it's from a city or well source. Satisfaction guaranteed. For more information, call 888-997-WAVE. That's 888-997-WAVE. Or go to bestwater123.com. That's bestwater123.com.
Wave Home Solutions for a healthy, comfortable home.
Hi, this is Cindy from Osterville, Massachusetts.
This is Brett Rock from Dunstable, Massachusetts.
This is Amy in Lisbon Falls, Maine, and this is the Howie Carr Show.
844-500-4242. Walter, you're next with Howie Carr. Go ahead, Walter.
Howie, it's going to be tough to track down Mr. and Mrs. Henry. They're over in Kiev for the big Liverpool soccer match this weekend.
Are they really?
So they you know how it is.
Is that Russian collusion?
Maybe she'll get to the bottom of that because she's such a visionary and everything else. You know the night that they met, she had no idea that John was a billionaire. None.
Oh, so it was love at first sight.
And Howie, also on the Globe, Howie, why hasn't anyone from the Globe asked Tom Werner what he knew about Dr. Cosby and when he knew it? They were business partners for decades.
That's a good point. You know, I mean,
no one from the Globe asked the Red Sox that at all.
Was Tom Yawkey ever accused of sexual harassment, Walter?
I don't believe so, Howie.
I don't think so either.
But at least they got the name changed back to Jersey Street, so John Henry can rest easy. Yeah. So they went from a guy who did eventually hire a black guy to play for the team, Pumpsy Green, and they replaced his name with the name of a slave owner. Yeah. The Earl or the Duke of Jersey. Thanks for the call, Walter. Jason, you're next with Howie Carr. Go ahead, Jason.
Hey, Howie. I want to thank you for the public service you've done in exposing these cretins at the Boston Globe. I am just as a man, I'm deeply ashamed of their behavior. and I'm traumatized by it too, and I'm going to cancel my subscription to the Boston Globe. Never going to read that filthy rag again. And I just want to say thank you again for, we need to stand up for the women, and we got to do something about this. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Jason.
I mean, Jason is serious, but he's right.
Yeah.
I mean, we're taking a sarcastic approach to this, but he's very right.
Yeah. I mean, talk about the hypocrisy here too, that they're holding everybody else to these standards that they apparently have absolutely zero intention of observing. Where is the equal justice under the law here, or under the rules, or just trying to avoid the appearance of impropriety. Bill, you're next with Howie Carr. Go ahead, Bill.
Hey, Howie.
Hi.
Great program. Listen, I got a couple of quick things I want to run by you. You got to tell Steve, your producer, you got to stop having that Tawana Brawley's mentor speaking and butchering the English language. That's number one.
Oh, that's on the feed, the internet feed. Yes.
Yeah, he sucks the intelligence out of the conversation. But anyway, and then whatever happened to you're allowed to face your accuser in court. When people accuse you of doing something, why don't these women, and I'm not saying they're all wrong, but why can't they go into court, show their face, if they're going to accuse me of rape and ruin my life? How come they're not in court and show their face?
Well, I know what you're saying. They just say that that would be victimizing them twice. But if they're making false allegations, then you're victimizing the person who's being falsely accused. It's a very sticky situation to try to keep justice for both the accuser and the accused. I don't know the answer. I don't know the answer to that question. I know the
I'm getting older and noticing that my body just doesn't work as well as it used to. So I like to keep fit as possible by hitting the gym a few times a week. Recently, I started having a nagging bicep pain, and it got so bad I couldn't even lift the weights. When I was complaining about it to a friend, he told me about Angioprim. He said chelation helps remove toxins, heavy metals, and cholesterol in veins and arteries that may cause blockages. After just 1 week of taking Angioprim, the pain was gone, and now I'm back in the gym full strength. Scientific research proves the active ingredient in Angioprim has superior oral chelation action that helps promote cardiovascular health. So to learn more, go to angioprim.com. That's ANGIOPRIM.com, or talk to a trained consultant. Call Angioprim toll free at 877-882-7221. You'll feel better with more energy. Call 877-882-7221 or go to the website angioprim.com.
Hey, it's Grace. Can we talk about something serious for a minute? Your age. Getting old has its perks. But remember, being a few years younger, your hair was thicker, you didn't have so many wrinkles, that extra weight wasn't haunting you, and you just felt better. Well, we can't turn back the clocks and go back 10 or 15 years, but you can start feeling and looking 10 or 15 years younger with Nature's Youth RSF. It's a doctor-formulated daily supplement that helps your body maintain its peak performance and fight the aging process. Imagine sleeping better, looking better, and feeling better. See how Nature's Youth RSF has helped thousands of people just like you at nature'syouth.com. nature'syouth.com. Imagine how it will feel when your family and friends are asking you what you did to look so good. Your secret will be Nature's Youth RSF. It's time to start looking better and feeling better. Learn more and order your Nature's Youth RSF at nature'syouth.com. That's nature'syouth.com. That's nature'syouth.com.
It feels like you're relying on this tax cut of the corporations, of the wealthy, to trickle down.
Yeah, Southwest and American Airlines both announcing they're going to give $1,000 bonuses to employees following the tax overhaul.
Wage increases don't follow tax cuts like this.
So the world's largest retailer giving its U.S. employees a bonus, a wage increase, and expanded maternity and parental leave.
So you're creating a huge tax cut Right.
And you might not get wage growth.
Right.
Capital One Financial, which just confirmed to CNBC that they will raise the minimum wage for all U.S.-based employees at Capital One to $15 per hour.
And anybody who thinks that this corporate tax cut is going to trickle down to lift wages has a staggering ignorance of how public companies function.
Wells Fargo said it would raise its minimum wage to $15 per hour.
That the day we cut the corporate tax rate, wages are going to suddenly jump up when there's absolutely no historical evidence whatsoever that this will happen.
Boeing announced $300 million in investments for corporate giving and workplace improvements.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
If you have hard water, the Lime Scale not only leaves white spots, it clogs pipes and breaks down appliances, costing you hundreds of dollars in energy and wear. Eliminate Lime Scale and other water issues like brown staining and bad odors with HydroCare water products, available from Wave Home Solutions. Wave's affordable water systems don't use salts or chemicals. You'll love the way your water tastes, smells, and looks. Satisfaction guaranteed. For more information, go to bestwater123.com. That's best.
Better strap yourself in. It's time for the Howie Carr Show.
Beneath those fields lies the true source of American greatness, of American glory, and of American freedom. As long as we are blessed with patriots such as these, we shall forever remain one people, one family, and one nation under God.
Live from the Matthews Brothers Studios.
The hypocrisy is so profound. Take a look at any NFL stadium, and people are getting hot dogs, people are getting beers. They're not standing and saluting the anthem for a large part. They're not. They're distracted.
Who's your captain? Howie Carr.
The president granted a full pardon. Legendary boxer Jack Johnson, convicted of the crime of transporting a white woman across the border. It's a positive step, but you have your own take on this.
It definitely looks like a kind of kind and big-minded thing to do, but I worry that he's just using this as a distraction. I mean, if we're looking at the record in the history of Donald Trump, the number of times he has done race-baiting things, outright racist things, they aren't erased by this one gesture.
Unchained and unstoppable.
Now, we have this odd system with the Electoral College. It's a little troubling, but nevertheless, we've got it. I've been against it, by the way, since 2000. Not that you need to know that, but I have been, because I just think it is absolutely contrary to, one person, one vote.
This is getting sad.
Who do you love? Howie Carr.
I, for one, am sick and tired of these liars, leakers, and liberals attacking our president and our democracy when they are the ones who tried to frame him. Here's a primer for all of you. If you're going to set up a president to try to frame him, do it against someone who's dumber than you are.
Rump swabs, hacks, and moonbats beware. It's Howie Carr.
We have this odd system called the Electoral College. When did it go into effect? It was like 1792. Can you believe it? It's just been in effect for a few years. An odd system.
It's the patriarchy.
Anything that Donald Trump does that they don't like, but they know it's a positive step, it's a distraction. Or unless, of course, it's a dog whistle. Maybe it's a dog. Is this a dog? Can something be both a dog whistle and a distraction? Probably not pardoning Jack Johnson, but many times it can be a double D. Dog whistle, distraction, distraction, dog whistle. In sports news, they lost last night. I know, we had the lead until well into the fourth quarter. And then they got a bone in their throats. I don't know what to say. I have made an inquiry to find out if there are any finals tickets for the Celtics available. But, You know, the thing is, all these radio stations have changed hands. We are no longer a part, even a distant redheaded stepchild part of the group that has a sports station anymore. So I don't know, but I asked anyway. I emailed the guy who's in charge of the tickets today to see if we can get some tickets for the finals. Fake games. Today is Memorial Day, and we're gonna talk to a World War II vet in the next hour of the show, and it's a very significant day. And you know, I was raised in to a large degree in Western Massachusetts, and this was always a very big day in Deerfield. And the headmaster of Deerfield Academy was born in 1879, believe it or not. So he grew up with Civil War veterans who were not that old; they were in their 40s, and it was a very important day for him. And we all had to file into the into the church. You know, usually the Catholics in the school, we didn't have to go to the church, obviously, on Sunday. We went down to South Deerfield. But on Memorial Day, we all went into the church for the, as well we should have, for the commemoration of Memorial Day, the fallen heroes. More than 1 million men and women have been killed in the wars of the United States of America, and they made the ultimate sacrifice so that we could live here in the greatest society in the world. And I mean, I can't say enough. But we're going to be speaking to Doug Bryant in the next hour about this, and we'll take some calls. First, however, I wanted to get to the fact that even though it is a 3-day weekend, the start of summer supposedly, and isn't the weather great once again here in New England? It's there's a story on the wires. Major League Baseball attendance is plummeting. They're blaming it on the weather and too many strikeouts, they're saying, but mainly the weather. But anyway, even though it is the beginning of summer and most people are off, there's one kind of news that never sleeps in the Donald Trump era.
Very fake news.
That's very fake news. Very fake news is not taking the weekend off. Which one should I lead with, Steve? Which of the fake news stories should I lead with?
I think you can probably lead with the New York Times rewriting their own version of a background briefing from Raj Shah.
Yeah, Raj Shah, he's been on the show before. He's he's a good guy. He gave a background briefing on the North Korea situation to the media last week. And so afterwards, the New York Times ran a story saying that top aides to Donald Trump had said that it was impossible to restart the North Korean summit in Singapore next month. Impossible. So Trump reads this in the New York Times, and he sends out a tweet. The failing New York Times quotes a senior White House official who doesn't exist as saying even if the meeting were reinstated, holding it on June 12th would be impossible, given the lack of time and the amount of planning needed. Wrong again. Use real people, not phony sources. So the New York Times says, well, guess what? There was a background briefing. Okay, there was a background briefing. However, the problem is nobody ever said it was impossible to start again. So some of the alt-left media send out tape of the background briefing, which is, you just quote a senior White House official. You can't quote anybody by name. And so they say, to prove that Donald Trump is a liar. But then somebody listened to the background briefing, and here's what Raj Shah said. I think the main point, I suppose, is that the ball is in North Korea's court right now, and there's really not a lot of time. Am I missing something? Did I not see that? I don't see the word impossible in there. Let me repeat that. The ball is in North Korea's court right now, and there's really not a lot of time. This is from the Federalist. You will note that at no point in time does the White House official say that a June 12th meeting is impossible. His main point, as he says, is that the ball is in North Korea's court and they need to act quickly. Clearly, the New York Times peddled fake news. There may have been a real White House briefing with real White House officials, but the New York Times couldn't be trusted to accurately summarize what the White House official had said. And it wasn't on a minor point. Recall that the whole point of their characterization was to say that this official was at odds with Trump and that Trump wasn't listening to his advisors. The fact that Trump and his advisors were not disagreeing with each other undermines the entire point of the New York Times story. No source exists who said what the Times claimed he said. So he's right. There is no White House official who said it was impossible to restart the tests. Okay. So now here's the next one. You may have seen the pictures that came out of the unaccompanied minors that crossed the border, also known as, in many cases, they're MS-13 gangbangers. This was during the Obama administration. So these pictures, how were these pictures released, Steve? How did they happen to be released last weekend?
Some Twitter user, I think, found them on a story out of the Arizona Journal or one of those Arizona newspapers.
Yeah.
But somehow the picture got divorced from its original context. It's unclear whether it was an accident or intentional.
So these pictures are from the years 2014 and 2016. Was Donald Trump the president in 2014 or 2016? My memory starts to fade as I get older. Rachel Maddow tweets, "Dear God," when she sees these pictures.
So the pictures are of kids basically sleeping in dog kennels.
Yeah.
And then the other one is a picture of a bus equipped with baby seats, and they're calling it the jail bus.
Mm-hmm. Maria Elena Salinas, whoever that is, "This is outrageous. An immigration bus full of baby seats to be taken to a prison just for babies. You have no shame, Mr. T." Mr. T? I mean, Mr. T from the old TV show or President T?
Well, they both had just as much to do with that bus.
Antonio Arellano, ICE's largest family detention center in Texas, has a prison bus just for babies. Just for babies. Hot as gold. First photos of separated migrant children at holding facility.
She's a Politico reporter.
Oh, Politico. Oh, a Politico report. Oh. And then she realizes Obama was the president when all these atrocities were occurring. Deleted previous tweet because they gave impression of recent photos. They're from 2014. Wait a second. But she's the one who set it up. She's the one who said it. 844-500-4242, 781. The left will never accept their ignorance. Deny, deny, deny. It's all Trump's fault. 774. It makes me sad that brave men and women gave their lives so the New York Times can have the freedom to post anti-American fake news. This is what it's all about. This is how they're celebrating Memorial Day. They're printing fake news, tweeting fake news, not just the New York Times, all of them. 844-500-4242. I'm Howie Carr.
If you change the station, the Moonbats win. You're listening to the Howie Carr Show.
This half hour of the Howie Carr Show is powered by the Car Guys. Purchasing a pre-owned car can be tricky, but not if you go through Bill Papa George. He is the absolute best in the business. Both Grace and I use the Car Guys, and recently my daughter Charlotte got a car from the Car Guys. Call 800-300-4600. That's 800-300-4600.
Howie Carr.
Hey, I'm here with Ronnie from Get the Tea. It's spring. Spring has sprung. Ronnie, I know why you have to get the tea now, but you tell the people why.
Well, here's the deal. There is so much colon cancer going around, and if you just keep the intruders out and keep yourself cleansed, which the tea does, you could be living a better life.
What's your address, Ronnie? Your web address?
GetTheTea.com. That's GetTheTea.com.
GetTheTea.com. My listeners love GetTheTea.com, Ronnie. They're always looking for the new deal, the new special. What is the new special for May?
For your listeners, they're going to get free shipping, and they're going to get $6 off of their teas. Just punch in promo code Howie.
Tell them one more time. What's the special, and where do they go to get it, Ronnie?
Go to GetTheTea.com. This is the tea that makes you go. Go to GetTheTea.com. Just punch in promo code Howie.
GetTheTea.com. Thank you, Ronnie.
And now it's time for Presidential Facts with Steve Robinson.
James Garfield was ambidextrous, and he could write Greek with his right hand while simultaneously writing Latin with his left. They don't teach that at Deerfield. Grover Cleveland allegedly date raped a woman, got her pregnant, forced her to put the child in an orphanage, and then committed her to an insane asylum. That's like some Clinton stuff. Benjamin Harrison was nicknamed Kid Gloves because he always wore goatskin gloves, allegedly to protect himself from infection. Grover Cleveland is the only president to have ever served as a hangman. He carried out multiple executions. William McKinley's wife suffered from epileptic seizures, and when she had seizures during public events, McKinley would gently place his handkerchief over her face and carry on.
Ew, yuck. They're unhealthy. Bugs. I hate bugs. Our home is clean, but occasionally bugs show up. Well, I found something that is tougher than bugs. Orange Guard. From contact, it kills bugs. Plus, Orange Guard kills hidden bugs and keeps new bugs away for weeks. The ingredients in Orange Guard are on the FDA generally regarded as safe list, so Orange Guard may be used around food, humans, and pets. It comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Orange Guard. Available at orangeguard.com and Ace Hardware.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7 with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
You've probably heard about all the great benefits of goat milk soap, but did you know some companies take shortcuts? At Old New England Soap, we make our organic goat's milk soap using 36% goat's milk. That's 17% more than most others. Our bars are larger, so they last longer, producing lots of lather packed with vitamins. And our soap is a natural moisturizer that smooths dry and damaged skin. Order online at oldnesoap.com. That's oldnesoap.com. You've tried the rest. Now try the best. oldnesoap.com.
Water-based soaps on supermarket shelves use harsh chemical acids to break down dead skin cells. And that's just not good for you. At Old New England Soap, our soaps are made without chemical ingredients, contain no alcohol or petroleum products, and use 85% organic materials and carry the USDA's organic certification. Try some today. Go to oldnesoap.com. That's oldnesoap.com. oldnesoap.com.
This is Alex from East Bridgewater, Mass.
This is Ann in Saco, Maine.
This is John Zuko from Hanson, Mass. And this is The Howie Carr Show.
844-500-4242. So all the usual alt-left suspects went crazy when they saw these pictures of the so-called migrant children, illegal aliens. Hottest gold from Politico. Deleted previous tweet because gave impression of recent photos. They're from 2014. She doesn't say who the president was then. So Educated Hillbilly tweets back at her, no, you did not give the impression. You flat out said it. Jake Silverstein, the, I'm sure, trust-funded editor of the New York Times Magazine, he said these were shocking photographs. Shocking photographs. Then he tweets out a little later, correction, this link is from 2014, still disturbing, but only indirectly related to current situation. In other words, there's no political gain to be made out of bashing Trump. It's our hero who was doing this. My bad, and a good reminder not to retweet things while distracted with family on the weekend. Oh, he threw his own kids under the bus. Oh, Jake, you're such a stand-up guy. John Favreau, he's a speechwriter.
He's one of the Obama pod bros.
Yeah, okay. Look at these pictures. It is happening right now, and the only debate that matters is how we force our government to get these kids back to their families as fast as humanly possible. He didn't apologize. He just deleted the tweet and just, ran to ground. Caleb Hull tweets back at him, I don't know what's worse, Obama's speechwriter self-owning himself by sharing an article dating back to 2014 under his boss, or him deleting his tweet showing he doesn't actually care about the kids, just wanted to dunk on Trump. Exactly. Antonio Villaraigosa, the former mayor of L.A., who's running for governor, he's not going to win. Antonio Villaraigosa, he was speechless. Oddly, he was able to send out a tweet saying he was speechless, indicating that, in fact, he was not speechless. This is not who we are as a nation. Stephen Miller tweets back, hello, Antonio. Why did you delete this tweet? Is it because this was 2014 and you are no longer outraged because who all this happened under? Are you no longer speechless? Please help us explain. Thanks. Linda Sarsour was also she was also speechless too. You know her. She's the one that wears the hijab around. So then people started tweeting out other things Trump's responsible for. Jack Posobiec. Just look how the Trump administration treats immigrant children. A picture of Elian Gonzalez's holders. And there's another one. The U.S. economy has been destroyed since 2016. Don't believe me? Just look at this unemployment line. Thanks, Trump. And of course, it's from Chicago, when Al Capone used to give out turkeys in the late 1920s. And then this one says it's from Gina Haspel, the new CIA director. You think this is from her? No. But it's funny. It's very funny. We will never forget him leading the Trail of Tears. And then here's another one saying, he's also made air traffic completely unsafe by cutting safety regulations. Check out this blimp crash from last week. It's the Hindenburg. Fake news on the march on the Memorial Day weekend 2018. Garrett, you're next with Howie Carr. Go ahead, Garrett.
Good afternoon, Howie. I'm reading Chappaquiddick, and I have a question.
Yes.
One of the Boiler Room girls was Esther Newberg.
Yes.
And is she the same famous literary agent?
Correct.
Really?
Friend of Don Imus's. Yes.
Yes, and others. Boy, oh boy, what an interesting story from then to here must be for her.
I guess she was very threatening when they were doing the movie, saying, you better not use my name or I'm going to sue you or make your life miserable or something like that. Yeah, she's kept her mouth shut all these years, Garrett. That's a good... a lifelong apologist. Exactly. Yes, indeed. And another one was named Tannenbaum, and she was the sister of a guy I went to Deerfield with, Sig Tannenbaum. I think she was his older sister. Their dad was a dentist in Greensboro, North Carolina. By the way, today, speaking of Chappaquiddick, we've got a Memorial Day special here at the HowieCarrShow.com. Click on store to celebrate the start of the Kennedy summer, that traditional Kennedy family summer down on the Cape. We're offering Kennedy Babylon, my book, and Chappaquiddick, the book that I wrote the foreword for, the ultimate book on the Chappaquiddick horror, written by Leo D'Amore, for just $24.99 and free shipping. This is about a $40 value, a little over $40 value, $24.99 and free shipping. Order now and you'll have both books in time for Father's Day, and I'll autograph them too. Go to HowieCarrShow.com, click store. This is not fake news, these two books, or this special offer. I'm Howie Carr. It's been more than 2 years now since I had the sleeve procedure at Newton Wellesley Hospital's Weight Loss Center. I've kept the 100 pounds off and I'm so happy. I feel better and I look better. I just cleaned out my clothes closet, getting rid of all those XLs and even double XLs I know I'll never fit into again. Thank goodness. If you're thinking about finally losing all that extra weight, now is the time. Call Newton Wellesley Hospital's Weight Loss Center at 617-243-3724 or go to nwh.org/weight loss. I talked to so many people who've had the procedure and not one of them has ever said to me, Howie, I wish I'd waited a little longer to lose all this weight. Don't procrastinate any longer. Make 2018 the year you get your health back. Call 617-243-3724 or go to nwh.org/weight loss. Don't procrastinate any longer. Whatever your age, whatever your gender, do it. Call 617-243-3724 or go to nwh.org/weight loss.
And now it's time for Presidential Facts with Steve Robinson.
James Garfield was ambidextrous, and he could write Greek with his right hand while simultaneously writing Latin with his left. I don't teach that at Deerfield. Grover Cleveland allegedly date raped a woman, got her pregnant, forced her to put the child in an orphanage, and then committed her to an insane asylum. That's like some Clinton stuff. Benjamin Harrison was nicknamed Kid Gloves because he always wore goatskin gloves, allegedly to protect himself from infection. Grover Cleveland is the only president to have ever served as a hangman. He carried out multiple executions. William McKinley's wife suffered from epileptic seizures, and when she had seizures during public events, McKinley would gently place his handkerchief over her face and carry on.
You've probably heard about all the great benefits of goat milk soap, but did you know some companies take shortcuts? At Old New England Soap, we make our organic goat's milk soap using 36% goat's milk. That's 17% more than most others. Our bars are larger, so they last longer, producing lots of lather packed with vitamins. And our soap is a natural moisturizer that smooths dry and damaged skin. Order online at oldnesoap.com. That's oldnesoap.com. You've tried the rest. Now try the best. oldnesoap.com.
Water-based soaps on supermarket shelves use harsh chemical acids to break down dead skin cells. And that's just not good for you. At Old New England Soap, our soaps are made without chemical ingredients, contain no alcohol or petroleum products, and use 85% organic materials and carry the USDA's organic certification. Try some today. Go to oldnesoap.com. That's oldnesoap.com. oldnesoap.com.
I'm getting older and noticing that my body just doesn't work as well as it used to. So I like to keep fit as possible by hitting the gym a few times a week. Recently, I started having a nagging bicep pain, and it got so bad I couldn't even lift the weights. When I was complaining about it to a friend, he told me about Angioprim. He said chelation helps remove toxins, heavy metals, and cholesterol in veins and arteries that may cause blockages. You know, after just 1 week of taking Angioprim, the pain was gone, and now I'm back in the gym full strength. Scientific research proves the active ingredient in Angioprim has superior oral chelation action that helps promote cardiovascular health. So to learn more, go to angioprim.com. That's ANGIOPRIM.com, or talk to a trained consultant. Call Angioprim toll free at 877-882-7221. You'll feel better with more energy. Call 877-882-7221 or go to the website angioprim.com.
In summary, the president's overall health is excellent. Okay, with that, I'll take some questions.
How much weight have you suggested the president lose?
Can you assess the president's mental fitness for office?
Cholesterol over 220. Do you hope to get it under 200?
Are you ruling out things like early onset Alzheimer's? Are you looking at dementia-like symptoms?
Did he need to be sedated at all? Or he does have heart disease, is that what you said?
The 25th Amendment, a lot of people in the country have been talking about it. Do you believe he is fit for duty?
Sometimes it sounds like he has the sniffles when he's talking. Do you have a life expectancy range for him based on his results? Is he limited to one scoop of ice cream now?
Is there anything you're keeping from us for privacy reasons? Are you confident of his prostate health?
I think a waist measurement for the president. His weight, I think he's at 239, right? I think it's just shy of obesity.
It's recommended that most baby boomers get screened for hepatitis C. Did you do a hep C test, or has he had one previously?
Some of the president's friends have told reporters in the past that they think he's a germaphobe, that he washes his hands obsessively. And have you seen any indication of that type of behavior?
Live from the Matthews Brothers Studios,
844-500-4242. That is the toll-free number of the Howie Carr Show. 508 asked a good question. Now that Ted is not coming down for breakfast, which Kennedy now does the ceremonial driving up onto the sidewalk in Hyannis, thus officially beginning the summer season on Cape Cod? You know, that is a really good question. I would generally say it would be Bobby or Max, but I don't think those guys drink anymore. You know, Max may do something. We don't know what, but he bangs his head into walls. But he was sober that night in Barnstable. But, you know, as Jack Kennedy once said, let the word go forth that the torch has been passed to a new generation. So I'm thinking it's Caroline Rose Kennedy.
That was pretty good. That was a pretty good voice. I like that.
Because, you know, she is the one who said last year, I'm drunk. We all know that, right? Why not let a woman drive onto the sidewalk this year?
It's 2018, and all families have different traditions. Some people fill up their pools Memorial Day weekend. Some people get in car accidents and get drunk and take their pants off. That's the Kennedy way.
The Kennedys do all that stuff.
Yeah, they do like a combo. And we are not here to judge.
Yeah. But I would say if you are in Hyannis this afternoon, watch out.
Yeah,
because
careful.
you never know, especially if you see a 1969 Oldsmobile Delmont coming at you. It could be on the sidewalk at any moment.
All right, are you ready for some news, Howie, on this?
By the way, Paul, the UPS guy, he's usually listening to us driving around. He says, "Hi, Howie, hi, Grace, watching on the Howie Cam today."
Oh, fabulous!
Hello, Paul. How you doing?
And I also want to say a big thank you to all of those people who have sacrificed for our freedom today.
Absolutely.
We should be thanking them every day, making the ultimate sacrifice so we can live in the best place in the whole world. And I think a lot of people take it for granted. It's easy to, because we're all very spoiled by our freedoms, but we have to remember the people who make it possible. Make it possible for people like the idiots at the New York Times and everyone else to tweet out fake news without getting in a lot more trouble than they probably should. Make it possible for people to have crazy opinions and stupid opinions and brilliant opinions. It's all possible because people gave us this freedom.
And we're not getting locked up like Tommy Robinson.
Exactly. And now on
Any relation, Steve?
No, that's his stage name.
Oh.
Okay. This is the guy who's trying to get the word out in the UK about the Muslim grooming gangs and the rape gangs, and he's been arrested. It's amazing. He's being held without bail. It's just
and the judge ordered a blackout, and all the UK press outlets actually took down their stories about him. Even Breitbart London took down their story about it.
Speaking of fake news, the fake news story that April Ryan retweeted, which wasn't just fake, it was disgusting. Steve got mentioned in the Fox article about it. His tweet got embedded in the story, which brings me to the biggest news. When are Steve and I going to get verified? Because that's pretty legit. We're on Fox. Steve's on Fox. I'm glomming onto Steve's tweet.
You're not verified?
No, we're not verified. Haven't you been paying attention, Howie?
You read my tweets? They're all about not being verified.
Do you even follow Grace on Twitter?
I'm sorry, Grace.
I don't think Howie reads other people's tweets. I think he just likes
my
his own.
I like my own.
It's like when he listens to himself on the radio and he laughs and goes, "Oh, that was a pretty good one." Yeah. Well, congratulations, Steve.
But anyway, speaking of fake news in the New York Times, let's do our poll question here, sponsored by Casper Mattress. Discover how Casper has become the internet's favorite mattress with over 35,000 five-star reviews. Go to Casper.com today to sleep assured with a 100-night risk-free trial and special Memorial Day savings. Casper.com. And as you may know, the Boston Globe is reeling yet again. More layoffs. The editor is involved in a sex harassment scandal. The Metro columnist is suspended. Probably won't be back. Has been gone for a month in a fake news scandal. They're having more layoffs. It turns out that revenues are down 30% on ads because they laid off half the ad salesmen. And then they can't figure out why the ads have gone down. It's that the paper is in extremis.
Well, fire the salesman, hire more social justice columnists.
That's right. We need more gay wedding correspondents. That's what's moving the Sunday product. So, Steve, what's the poll question? What are the results thus far?
Would you be saddened or gladdened if the Boston Globe went out of business?
I would be gladdened.